Good morning, boys and girls. Today we're going to go on a yoga adventure to some different parks. And there are parks all over the place. We have national parks, we have state parks, we have city parks. So lots of places that we can go to get outside. So if you look behind me, the picture that is up today in my magic hut is a park that is in the mountains. Has anybody ever seen a park that has lots and lots of rocks? Yeah, I have too. And rocks are so fun to climb on. We love to do climbing at parks. So we're going to warm up with some mountain climbers. Anybody ready to do some mountain climbing warm up? All right, here we go. Everybody stand up, get nice and tall. And we're going to do like some little push-ups. So reach up tall, fold all the way over, put your hands down, jump as far back as you can, lower all the way to your belly, come all the way back up, do a quick little down dog, jump to your hands, and come back up. That is one mountain climber. So we're going to do 5. So you can go at your own pace or you can go with me. Here we go. Up, all the way down, jump back, lower to your belly, push back up, and jump to your hands. That's 1. Keep going. That's 2. That's 3. 4, last one. Make it your best one. Come all the way back up to your mountain. Up, 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 reach high. Whew. And take a deep breath. Well, we got really close to the top of the mountain, but we're not quite there yet. So everybody come down on your hands and knees. We've got to do a little bit of scrambling. So one arm out, opposite leg, and here we go. Back and forth. We're going to make it that last little bit all the way up to the very tippy top of the mountain. All right. Whew. And come have a seat. Wow, isn't it beautiful when you're on top of the mountain? Everybody look around. Does anybody see an animal out there? Oh, there are lots of animals in our national parks. I want to sing a song with our animals. So here is my harmonium. And it looks a little bit like an accordion because it pumps air, but it also has some keys on it like a piano. So it's kind of a mixture of instruments. So think of that animal that you saw when you looked out over the mountain. What I saw was a bear. So that's the animal I'm going to use. And so when I play my harmonium, we're going to take a deep breath in. And we're going to sing out our animal. You can pick whatever sound you want. And we're going to say it as long as we can. So this would be what it would look like. Deep breath in. Bear. And we're going to do that 3 times. All right? Here we go. Deep breath in. Sing your animal. Bear. Deep breath in. Sing your animal again. Here we go. Bear. deep breath in. Doesn't that sound beautiful? When we all sing together like that and we make our voices all sound like one. Well, there are lots of parks besides these kinds of rocks and parks. So let's take a look at this park. And maybe you've been to a park that looks like this. There are some mountains that are really, really tall and they come straight up out of the earth, just like our mountain pose. So let's do a sitting mountain right now. Make your arms reach really, really tall and then drop them down. And then reach for the sky again. Reach as high as you can. Really, really tall. Nice. And to celebrate these kind of mountains, we're going to do our candlestick pose. So remember, in candlestick, you're just going to look at your toes because you want to keep your neck really safe. So while I'm doing my pose, I'm going to look straight forward. I might take a couple little rock and rolls just to get warmed up. And on the third one, I'm going to point my toes up towards the ceiling, put my hands on my back, and I'm going to look at my toes. And then while you're up here looking at your toes, you might flex them and point them and flex them and point them. And one more time, flex and point. And come back down, take a couple little rock and rolls again. And on that third one, come all the way back up into your candlestick pose. Nice and tall and long. And this time when you're here, if you want to do some funny things with your legs, you can move them however you want. Make some different designs with your legs. Just like rocks are different, we're all different too. And then on the next time you come to the top, bring your feet over your head and roll down. Really, really slow. Take a big, long mountain stretch. Hug those knees and rock all the way up to sitting. Those were some awesome candlestick poses. I saw your toes pointing straight up towards the ceiling. Good work. Okay, so mountains. We've been to parks with mountains, rocky mountains, towers, but there are also other kinds of parks. Has anyone ever been to a park that has a beautiful waterfall? Yeah, lots of parks have all kinds of different types of water in them. So everybody stand up. And we're going to be a waterfall. So start up in your nice tall mountain and fold all the way over. And then when you come up, take a great big arch, look back, and fold all the way over. Just like that water pouring out of that waterfall. Arch all the way back and pour all the way over your legs. And one more great big arch back and pour all the way over your legs. And just hang there for a minute like that water flowing down. Grab your elbows. You can wiggle side to side. You can shake your head yes and no. Get all the wiggles out. And come back down to sitting. So, Rocky Mountains, Tower Mountains, waterfalls. There are also parks that have rivers and lakes. Rivers and lakes. So let's make a river with our legs. Put your legs out straight. nice and tall. Bring your arms up all the way high, and let's make some little waves. Rivers and streams have smaller waves than like the ocean, so your waves can be really gentle. And maybe your waves come all the way back down. And maybe they come all the way up. So you decide how big your waves are going to be. Are they coming all the way down to the floor? Or are they staying really small? And whatever kind of wave you're doing, you can change it up. You don't have to do the same kind of wave the whole time. And one more, whatever kind of wave you're doing, and come sitting up nice and tall, reaching those fingertips up towards the sky. And then see if you can lift one leg and put that leg down. Stay up nice and tall. Try not to fold over. Reach those fingers up. Lift that other leg. Nice job. And this time when you lift your first leg, see if you can grab it with your toe, and you might need to bend your leg, and that's okay. And then lift the other one and see if you can grab that toe. And then a couple little rock and rolls, and see if you can come all the way back up to sitting. I made it. And rock and roll, and see if you can come all the way back up. One more try. Rock and roll. Great work. Good work on your core. All right, so rivers and lakes. Then this is one of my favorite kinds of parks. There are parks by the ocean or by the beach. And some of those rocks, those parks have rocks and seashells. Let's be a seashell. So bring your feet out in front of you and get your arms nice and round like the top of a clamshell. And fold over. And then open up your clamshell. And then fold over again. And open up your clamshell. And this time, see if you can lay all the way back and then come all the way up. Use those tummy muscles. 2 more times, just like that. See if you can lay all the way back. Use those tummy muscles. Come all the way up. And last one, make it your best clamshell. And come all of the way up. And crisscross applesauce. Well, we're going to play a game. So you could either go and search in your toy box for some small toys. Like I just have some little animals like this. But it could be little cars. It could be whatever you have that's small, because we're going to pick them up with our toes. Or if you have some pom-poms, you can put pom-poms on your mat. Or cotton balls work really good. So go find something that you can pick up with your toes and bring it right back to your mat. And then when you have all of those, put them at the end of one side of your mat. Now this game is called Toga. So I'm going to put on some fun music. When the music is on, I want you to pick those up with your toes, not your hands, just your toes, and move them to the other side of your mat. Everybody ready? Okay, here we go. All right, here we go. Pick them up with your toes. Grab them with those toes and take them all the way to the other side of your mat. Grab them with your toes. Oh, I'm having trouble grabbing mine. And take them to the side of your mat. And get 3 more things to take to the other side of your mat. Use those toes. I won't give up, no, I won't give in till I reach the end, then I'll start again. All right, when you get all those things over your mat, let's see some dancing. And freeze. And let's see your tree pose. Find your balance. Get those arms out. Lots of parks have beautiful trees. If you fall over, just tap your finger down. Nice. Now we're going to take all those things that are at one end of our mat and we're going to move them back. Are you ready? On your mark, get set, go. Here we go. Grab them with your toes. Take them all the way back to the side of your mat. Make your toes nice and strong. And you can use both toes. Keep going. And when you get them over there, let's see some dancing. And freeze. And let's see your tree on the other side. Maybe you do something different with your hands this time. And maybe you put your foot in a different place. Maybe it's going to be touching the floor. Maybe it's going to be up high. What can you do different with your arms this time? Maybe the leaves are just shimmering on your tree. And come on down. So you can take all of your little animals or whatever you're picking up with your toes and just move them out of the way. And let's look at a different kind of park. So we've seen lots of nature parks, but there are also parks that we like to play in. So has anyone ever been to a playground? Of course you have. They're one of my favorite kinds of parks. And there are so many fun things to do on playgrounds. So one fun thing is to make tunnels or to crawl through tunnels. So anybody have a stuffy nearby? Or if you're doing your yoga with a brother or sister, they can crawl under your tunnel. But I'm going to use my stuffy. So I'm going to put my stuffy down on my mat, and I'm going to make my down dog right over my stuffy. And I'm going to bend one knee and then the other. Now, if I had a brother or sister, they could crawl underneath me. But I just have my stuffy today. And then I'm going to drop down on my knees. I'm going to come back into a child's pose. I'm going to put my head right on my stuffy, because it's so nice and soft to give my stuffy a little hug. And then come back into your down dog. Maybe this time you run out your dog a little bit, make it a moving tunnel, and find a place where you can hold that tunnel. And then come all the way back down, put your head right back down on your stuffy. and come up on hands and knees. And let's just take a couple little cat and cows. Moo, meow, moo, meow. And a nice flat back, that might be like the bridge you climb across on the climber. Awesome job. Well, there are swings at playgrounds too. So there are a couple of different ways we can do our swing pose. You can do your rock and rolls all the way up to standing. So you can take some rock and rolls on your back and see if you can come all the way up and stand up. And try that 2 or 3 times. And one more time. Nice. Good swing. Now the other way you can do swing pose is to sit in lotus pose. But this isn't always very comfortable for everybody. So you decide if it's a good pose for you, where we cross our legs over each other. And then you're going to put your hands right down beside you and use all of your tummy muscles and lift up off the floor. Oops, my foot came untangled. Let's put it back and lift up off the floor and see if you can swing. Did anybody do it? That's a really hard one, but it's something that you can work on practicing. And if it hurts your knees, then you might want to just do the rock and roll ones, because this one makes my knee a little sore. So, all right, so let's see. Tunnels and bridges and swings, you guessed it. There are sliding boards at playgrounds too. So let's make a sliding board with our body. So start with your feet flat on the floor. Bring your hands right behind you. And lift your belly up as high as you can. And then one leg at a time, see if you can put one leg out. And then see if you can put the other leg out. And then walk it back in, and walk it back in. And drop your seat down. Take a great big hug. And let's try one more time. Hands behind you. Lift really high. And walk one leg out. And walk the other leg out. And walk one leg back. And walk the other leg back. And drop your seat down. And give yourselves a great big hug. Doesn't that feel good when we give ourselves a nice hug when we work really hard? All right, so let's see. Parks with mountains, parks with lakes and rivers, parks that are by the ocean that have seashells and rocks. There are playgrounds. And in the parks with playgrounds, there are some places for your parents to sit or for you to take a rest when you're tired. So you might see some park benches. So let's do that reverse tabletop again, except we're going to do it 2 different ways. So this time, lift up really high and cross one foot over like you're sitting on a bench. And straighten that one out and cross the other leg over like you're sitting on a bench. Keep your hips up nice and high. And come on down. All right, now that we've practiced that, we're going to try it standing. So, start with your hands on your hips. Cross one foot over like you're gonna sit in a chair, and then sit back on your bench. And then if you want, you can lift your arms way up high and come all the way up. Nice. Almost looked like I was sitting on that bench, didn't it? Let's try the other side. Cross that foot over. Sit down like you're sitting in a chair. And then if you want to lift your arms up high like you're reaching for the sky. And come all the way up. Shake that out. Whew, that was hard work. Oh, wow. We have been to so many different parks. The day has just gone so fast. It's because it's so beautiful. But eventually, it even gets dark at the parks. So I want everybody to come and be a beautiful star up at a park. So reach your arms and legs really tall. Now we're just going to sway side to side. And we might even be a falling star, so you can try going all the way over to one side and then back over to the other side. Moving through your star pose, being a falling star, reaching down towards the earth. And one more time each side. And on that next time, come all the way back down to your mat. And find a nice, comfortable place on your mat. We played really hard today. So reach your arms and stretch really long. And then find your most comfortable position. And you can grab that stuffy if you want to. You can grab a blanket and cover up your toes and your legs. You can hug your stuffy. Maybe you even want to lay on your side today. While you're resting here after our hard work, I want you to think of your favorite park. It might be a park with mountains or a park with rivers, a park with an ocean, might be a park with a playground. And when you have that park in your mind, I want you to think of all the different colors that you could see at that park. Now think of all the different sounds that you could hear at your park. Now think of all the different smells you could smell at your park. Might be beautiful flowers, might be the smell of the grass, might just be the fresh air. And lastly, I want you to think of one thing that you are grateful for about that park. One thing that's really special about that park that you wish would never change. And very slowly, I want you to take your toes and point them towards each other, and then let them roll out. So you're just moving your toes and your legs. Toes pointing in, toes pointing out. Your legs are just rolling in and out. Gently waking up our bodies. And then keep your toes going back and forth, in and out. And add in your hands. So arms are still down on the ground, but turn your palms down and then turn your palms up. So toes are moving and palms are rolling. Rolling up and rolling down. Rolling up and rolling down. And now move your head side to side while your toes are going in and out, and your palms are going up and down, and your head is going side to side. And one more head roll side to side, and let your body be still. And bring your arms up over your head. Take a big stretch. Reach through your arms. Reach, point through your toes. Hug your knees into your chest. And come all the way up to sitting. And sitting crisscross applesauce. I want you to get your favorite flower and pretend that you've picked it up and you've got it right under your nose. And we're going to do 3 flower breaths. So smell your flower and then sigh it out. And smell your flower. And one more. Smell your flower. So what kind of flower did you have? Mine was a tulip. The tulips have just bloomed at my house and they're so beautiful that I've really been enjoying all the beautiful colors. Let's see. Oh, I heard a rose. Somebody had a rose. Red roses. Those are beautiful, aren't they? Oh, and I heard a daisy. Daisies are really pretty in the springtime. So we're going to finish by bringing our hands right to our heart and thinking of one way that we can help to take care of the parks all around us. What is something that you can do to help take care of our parks? I heard recycling. Yeah, you can pick up things that need to be recycling. Oh, I heard cleaning up trash. That's a great way to take care of our parks. Oh, someone else said if you take a picnic with you, that you take your trash with you when you leave. Yeah, we want our parks to be beautiful for everyone. Well, those were some great ideas. So in appreciation for our parks, you can just bow your head and think of that one thing that you're super grateful for about your parks. I'm grateful that I have the opportunity to visit my park often and to enjoy the beautiful nature there. So let's end with our Namaste song. My little light bows to your little light, your little light, your little light. My little light bows to your little light. Namaste. All right, boys and girls, hope to see you next time. Have a great day. Namaste.